Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be assembling the LEGO Star Wars set 75292, the Razor Crest. This vessel is coming from the TV series The Mandalorian, and that is why that you see him on the top right corner. So this vessel has been seen in season 1 and season 2, but then it got blew up during the mid-season 2. I think one reason why is because it is called the Razor Crest, and this name actually was trademarked in from one particular company, so that Disney want to get away with the copyright and other legal fee. I think that's why they blew up this ship during season 2. I think it's kind of a waste because I really like this Razor Crest. It's interesting though, actually, for here you still call the Razor Crest, but I'm sure that if you get the exact same LEGO set in Europe, it's probably called some like spaceship or something, or Mando spaceship. I'm not exactly sure what they call it, but you can definitely go look up online. They will probably provide you more information about the story and what is called outside the US and other places. As you can see, this Razor Crest comes with 5 figurines. So starting on the left, it is the Trial or Baby Yoda or Goku. So I think this set released before season 2. So that's when during the Jedi episode when Ahsoka told Mando his name is Goku, that's when we all know that's his name. But before that, like I said before, usually people refer him as the Trial or Baby Yoda. So for the second figurine is Mando himself, with that popular, awesome, kind of like electro shock shotgun as well. So basically, if you put a bullet in it and shoot someone, it will be definitely blow up right at you. And then Grief Karga, which paid by Carl Weather, which he I think directed one of the few episodes in The Mandalorian each season. So basically, he was a trade kind of like middle person in season 1, but then afterward, when Nevarro, the planet they live in, was, you know, released or got free from the First Order troops, which you probably will, if you have watched the Book of Boba Fett and some of the latest episodes in The Mandalorian, you will probably know that he later became the Prime Minister or the Chancellor or the Majesty or something like that, or Your High Majesty. So definitely go back if you want to know what this character is. And then of course it comes with the IG-11. This is one of my favorite droids. He started in season 1 as a murderer, but by the end of the season, he actually he became a good guy, and he actually the one that who exposed it and saved the other, saved Mando and so forth. He actually was programmed to be an assassin and supposed to kill Baby Yoda or Goku. But then later on, he was reprogrammed and become a nursery. But sadly, he died in season 1. But he was retreated back in season 3. It's kind of sad though, the whole story. I kind of wish that he is just become IG-11, stayed that way. But unfortunately, he was basically blown into pieces and so forth. But regardless, in the end, he came back and become a marshal, even though like it's not his original head and stuff like that. Anyway, and then finally you have the Scout Trooper. So this is one of the trooper that works for Gilligan. So he was the person that who originally held the dust saber and trying to get the baby from Mando so that he could retrieve Baby Yoda's DNA, and so that he able to produce clones that have the Force. So anyway, again, go watch the series if you want to know more about these characters. But to be honest, the Scout Trooper is not really like a very important figure. He just basically pops up once in a while, and I think this is one of them that actually hit Baby Yoda's, but in the end he died, so that's a good thing. So again, this is what the set looks like on the top. Now we're gonna go to the back. So after finish assembling it, you should look like this. So there are lots of like pieces outside that you can play along with it. So yeah, so basically this is what it looks like. I don't know what else. Oh yeah, that is also like a game thing you can, you know, download whatever. So without further ado, I'm gonna open this box and find out what's inside. As you can see right here, it comes with 10 bags and a booklet and the sticker. I'm not gonna go over the number of bags with you guys, but as you can see, this is a great, like a huge amount of Lego pieces, and that explains why this book is this big and thick. You also come with this strip cover. It's actually coated on it. That's very quite unique. I think so far this is like the first Lego set you actually have colored this stuff on the canopy of the ship. So I'm very excited to build this. I actually bought this 2 months ago, but I haven't had a time until now. So I'm definitely gonna use the time lapse and record part of the building process, but I'm not gonna do it the whole thing because there are just quite a number of pieces here. So without further ado, I'm gonna assemble this and I will chat with you guys again after completing. So this is what it looks like after finish assembling the first bag. As you can see, this is the chassis of the Razor Crest, and also I finished building the Mando and the Trooper. So 9 more bags to go and 3 more figurines. So after assembling bag number 2, we now have 2 decks of Razor Crest. So the lower deck, still obviously haven't finished building it yet, but there is a little bit of wall and also some foundations holding the second deck. And the second deck is just basically the fourth and also the navigation room with 2 seats. So if you go to the other side, you can see the lower deck. We have like some compartment here, and basically that's all right now. And yes, also here can see the navigation computer. And also for this bag, we were able to assemble Goku. So now we have 3 figurines. That means 2 more and 8 more bags to go. So this is what the Razor Crest looks like after assembling bag number 3 and number 4. The reason I'm combining them because bag 3 there not much to see, and for bag 4 I was able to finish building all these doors, which we will discuss more later on. And also for bag 3, I was able to unleash IG-11. So right now at this moment we have 1 more figure left and 5 more bags to go. So this is what it looks like after opening and assemble bag number 5. As you can see on the top, the navigation area or the sector is been now covered with the canopy, and there also all the stuff that I covered on the top. Earlier I made a mistake mentioning that this should be the double decker, but turns out that I have already reached the top. So basically there's only the compartment below and the narration cargo, which I will explain more later on. And also it comes with a little kind of like a ship that surprisingly I didn't realize that exists until now. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a very obvious. The only thing left is the engine. And in my earlier of this video, I mentioned that it came with 10 bags, but I just realized that most of the 10 bag, they're not labeled exactly 1 to 10, but like for example bag number 2, there are 2 bag that label number 2, and then also for number 5 you also came with 2 bag, and then finally for bag number 6 you also come with 2 bag. So overall right now I only have 2 more bags left, and they're all labeled number 6. So I'm assuming that is the engine, and then we should be done with this set. And then finally for bag number 5 I was able to get or assemble the last character figurines from this set, and that is the character Grief Kiga, I think that's how you pronounce it. So he is played by Carl Weather. So anyway, let's finish this. So I just finished building this set. I think it took me around 2 hours, and I did take some break during the times. I think that it wasn't as difficult or as time assuming as I would have thought. I think the number of bags were a bit imitating, but in the end everything went very smooth. It wasn't very difficult to build. It just seemed, I mean, the size of the Razor Crest is quite big, but in the end it was just, there are just not many pieces as I thought that you need to build this over all the Lego sets that I had built before. So before we start looking through the Razor Crest, let's go to the figurines. So as I mentioned earlier, it comes with 5 figurines. We're gonna start off with the trooper. So let me zoom this out first. So what I never really owned a trooper like this before, so it's very cool. As we can see, the print on the front is very nice. So is the back, and the helmet is very neat too. And then if you take out the helmet, there's only one faces, there are no other faces. So but to be honest though, in the Mandalorian TV show, you never saw faces anyway, so it really doesn't matter if he comes with a face or not. So now we go to the High Majesty. Before he became one, he just I mean back before that, he was still only I guess the middle person getting jobs for Mando, because Mando is a bounty hunter, so that he was able to get him some jobs that he can do to get money to pass by. I think that was most of the Mandalorian do, and also other people. Just, I mean, basically Mando was just like Boba Fett, you know, getting paid to do some jobs, mostly people, arresting people and so forth. So anyway, he is very simple. The bag is supposed to be a cape, but I'm not really sure why they don't come with a cape, because Mando has his cape. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. Overall, I think the figurine is very simple. It's not like anything particularly special, but he does come with 2 faces. This is the angry version and the happy version. And the hairpiece is actually quite cool. He kind of looks like a 60 or 70 disco DJ, much more. But anyway, yeah, he's okay. I mean, he's not one of the reasons why I get this. So now we go to the IG-11. This is a very cute figurine. It's far different from the other pieces, because it doesn't come with 3 pieces body part. It comes with like mini other I guess pieces that you could often find. The only cool thing about is the print on his face. It comes with, so this is his eyes, and then the 3 dot is I guess the sensor and stuff. I think it's very cool. And then on the back he has a hook to hold the longer rifle. So this is very cool, and surprisingly you can stay well even though the pieces is not very stable. You can easily come out. So yeah. Oops. There you go. And then of course we have the trial or Goku. So I'm a little bit disappointed is that for some reason, like for all the Mandalorians Lego set, Goku looks the same, is the same pieces, even the print. So I kind of wish that for each kind of Lego set they come with a different like print on his body, but unfortunately this is the same one. So I have like 4 or 5 lookalike of this Lego pieces. I think and then finally we go to Mando. I think this is one of the most interesting part of it, because unlike the other Mando figurines, this one actually come with a cape. You also come with the original rifle he comes with instead of the dark saber. And what I find, well, also the print on the back and front is before he got all the Beskar. So basically, at the beginning of the season 1 Mandalorian, you can see that before he got the Beskar is like one of the precious alloy in Star Wars, which Mandalorian use. Is like a religious kind of cool thing. The reason why they put them as an armor is because you can actually the only alloy that show a lightsaber. So basically a lightsaber cannot cut through a Beskar. So that's why by I guess like almost the end of the season 1, he got more. Actually no, actually like episode 3 or 4 of season 1, he got his whole armor are covered with the Beskar, so he's like all shiny up. So this is before he did that. So this is very cool. I think it's very unique. This is like the only Mando I think of all the Mandalorian set that it doesn't come with the shiny version of it. So this is a very unique one, and they probably not gonna produce this one again. So this is a very good collection. And what's most interesting thing about this one is that it doesn't when you take off the helmet, it doesn't have a face. So basically it makes sense because supposedly we didn't know what his face looks like, even though we know that it's paid by Pedro Pascal in terms of voice doubling or whatever that is. But before his face ever showed up on the last episode of season 1, nobody really know what he looks like. So it was very interesting that to have a faceless figurine. This is my first faceless figurine of this. And also it's kind of funny how the trooper, who never have his face shown, gets a face and Mando doesn't. So that is quite interesting. I think that is very unique thing about this figurine. I think this is one of the reasons why it's very worthy of having this set, is because of Mando. And also of course IG-11. And as much as I like Goku, yeah, this is not it. So okay, now that the figurines are over, we are going to the Razor Crest itself. It is very cool. Some of the pieces you can be movable, like the engine, and then if you go here, for the under compartment, you can actually open all of them. So this is what inside looks like. It's no big difference than before the other doorbell. You could put like the gear here, his armor and so forth. So this is very cool. And then if you go to the back, the loading area, you can see that you can unload anything from here, so that like Goku can come out from here and so forth. And then what's more interesting is on the other side of it actually. If you go to this side, that you can see there are much more like compartment here, which I think earlier I have shown you guys. And what's more interesting is that it comes with two pieces of so-called the nitro the carbon freezing. I think the first time when you see a carbon freezing is back in the original trilogy of The Empire Strikes Back, when Han Solo had to be carbon freeze after being arrested by Darth Vader, and he was sent back to Jabba the Hutt. So it was very cool. It comes with two of these, and the stickers are quite different. This one actually, if you watch The Mandalorian season 1, the first episode, you will see this is exactly the first carbon. I don't know how to say it, but basically he's the first target that Mando had to catch, and then afterward he forcing him into the carbon chamber, and that's how he looked like that. But I'm not exactly sure who this is. Maybe this is Han Solo, I don't know. But by then Han Solo is already free, so I'm not really sure, but it's very cool. You get to have this little kind of fun stuff there. It's quite interesting, and the sticker is actually quite funny. Actually, I don't know how to put it back. It's actually annoying though, the engine actually blocking it, because when I first building this before the engine was low inside, it's much easier to put it here. Now it's basically you cannot really see anything, to be honest. Oh, I don't understand why I cannot put it back in. Help me out. Oh, whoops. Pieces are coming out already. And now we go to the front of the chamber. As you can see, you need to put the canopy on the top like this. I'm surprisingly, I don't know why it doesn't able to do the folding thing. That doesn't really make sense, because on the back of this they actually do have the folding thing, but it doesn't really, I don't know what you're supposed to open this like that for. I don't understand. Like, can you tell me what's the reason behind this? Anyway, so basically you can sit two figurines here. So basically I could put, say, Mando here. Actually, I think I need to let it sit, otherwise that it doesn't close. So basically, anyway, so you can put Mando, Baby Yoda here, and then also another figurine here. So basically, this is pretty much it. There's nothing much to see here, other than that you could fit two figurines here and plus Goku. But it's still very cool. I think it's very neat. And then here you can see these two shooter thing, so that if you pass, not really sure if you can pass it. I don't know where to pass it. Like, oh, okay, so basically if you pass it here, you will release. So after shooting this, you can put this back like this. There you go. And then you're ready to shoot again. Okay, so basically that's mostly, and this is supposed to be the gun thing, but it doesn't really do much. It's just much more like posing. So the final thing about this unit set, which I find very cool, is that I think that is mostly all the interior and exterior, except the final thing, which I find very cool, is this speeder. I didn't realize or even know that the Razor Crest also have the extra speeder things, which are very similar to the Ghost and the Phantom from the Rebels, except that this is not a flying vessel. It's much more like a speeder kind of stuff, which I'm surprising, because if I remember correctly, for the first episode of the season 1 Mandalorian, he actually hired like a taxi guy to drive him back to the Razor Crest. So surprisingly, I didn't know that he has one of these. So as you can see, it looks like shuttle kind of stuff. And what happens is that you have to pull out the top, and I'm assuming I'm gonna take his guns. Actually, it's very unique though. This is basically the gun with the little pieces for his rifle. So basically what happens is that you let him sit here, I guess, and then maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe this if you want the figurine sitting there, you cannot close it. Then it's kind of a little bit stupid, but overall it's very cool. It's still like a speeder thing. But I kind of think that it will be even cooler if he can put his head up. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe just for Baby Yoda. But then Baby Yoda just like that. So anyway, overall I really like this. I think this is very interesting. I really like this. I think this is very cute. But I kind of wish that you could do more stuff other than like moving this. This can be moved, so but that's it. So anyway, overall, and also this is, you can look inside if you take this out. But other than that, I think that is all. That is interesting though. I think it's very spacey. They do have many spaces. Unfortunately, I think that is one reason is because the inside is mostly empty, so that's why it's quite faster to build over this many pieces. But then again, I kind of wish that they could able to give you more stuff on it, like what's inside, little more pieces. But I think it's still very cool. So overall, I would probably give this a 9. One reason is definitely the figurines, especially Mando. He's sleeping right now. Okay, I think it's very unique. Also because IG-11. For the ship itself, it is a little bit quite big, and I kind of wish that it does more stuff. But overall, the compartment is very nice. It basically show you. Actually, I could put lots of other stuff inside. But anyway, but like I said before, I kind of wish that they would give you more stuff in it. And since the fact that this wasn't really used in the movie, I didn't understand why they even consider putting this. I don't know, because in the movie they don't really. I didn't even know this exists. So I don't know if that is just something they add extra because that the ship is so empty itself. For the compartment, I think this is very cool. Maybe I should put the figurines inside. So I just put the figurine inside. It is very it's very roomy, very comfy, I guess. So it's quite cute. I don't know if you can really see it because of the light reflection, but overall this is very cool. I also really like the print. But again, as I said before, I really question about why this canopy has to be pulling instead of like the fifth thing that the back has. Oh, actually you cannot really flip this unless you take out the canopy. Anyway, yeah, this is just some kind of questions that I kind of wish I want to ask whoever decides this. But overall, I think I would say that this Razor Crest is very well built. It is very durable. Even though I think the doors, I kind of wish that they have like a snapping function so that you could actually just keep them shut. But I think that it's not big issues. Since the design, I mean, it's quite big. I mean, you can't really bring it anywhere. So this is much more like a display model. But sometimes I think that if I do have to bring it somewhere else, There are some pieces that is very lightly, like the minor stuff such as these, they would come out very easily, I assume. But I don't think that it will be a big problem because you can easily snap it back. So is it worth to get this set? I would say definitely it is a little bit pricey, but if you love the Razor Crest, and which you know, they probably Disney or whatever who think about this, they probably not gonna bring the Razor Crest ever up again because of, like I said before, the copyright of the name and so forth, and also it was destroyed in season 2. So, and then now they have the M1 Starfighter. Definitely not gonna be bringing it back, even though I wish they do, because otherwise how are you going to like keep your personnel? That the M1 Starship is very small for them, and so this is much more comfy, like, and also more space for, you know, Goku to play around. But anyway, I don't know what's the direction is gonna be for the Mandalorian season 4, so we have to wait for that. But overall, this is definitely a good collection, especially for a tribute to the death of Razor Crest in season 2. Also, let me see what are all the reasons that why this is a worthy. I think also the figurine, like I mentioned before, Mando, you know, that is a very different version of the Mando figurine. So this is also a very good collector reasons. And then also, like I said, this is very well built. This is like, you know, whenever you watch the Mandalorian and not seeing the Razor Crest, you can always look at this and like feel a little bit better about yourself, like, oh yeah, it was destroyed but I have this. So I think this is one reasons why I bought this, even though, I mean, the figurines are also one of the factors, such as the IG-11. I mean, this is also the only set that it comes with a IG-11, which I also like, even though he is not as likable as Chopper and R2-D2. But overall, I mean, he and Goku had a very nice, funny relationship in season 3 as well. So I think this is all like good stuff that you keep in mind. Most of these figurines, they are not going to come back, or you know, they're doing like a reissue and stuff. So this is definitely a keeper to collect of this stuff. So that, I think that's mostly it. Really, I mean, if you have one, please feel free to let me know what you think, or how much you like this or not, or should other people keep it. Of course, if you are especially if you're a Mandalorian fan, definitely go for this one. Otherwise, I'm sure that there are other starships that, you know, which much more less pricey and also much more smaller for you to collect. But overall, like I said before, if you're a big fan, and this is definitely one of the reasons, and also, you know, this is almost nearly a limited edition nowadays, so definitely go get it. And I hope you guys also enjoy building this as I had.